And we are live. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining Beer with Claude. Wonder who I named it after, right? And this is what a kind of an informal gathering I do every Friday, or try to do every Friday anyway. And hope you guys are having a good day. I just saw a news bulletin. The president and the first lady aren't having a very good day. They both have COVID. And I believe I read the president, they took him to Walter Reed. So we, of course, wish them well, regardless of politics and things like that. Hey, and one of my friends joined here. How you doing, Mr. Richter?
Good. How you doing, Claude?
Good, good. Did you hear anything about the news there? What's going on?
Yeah, I've been kind of glued to it, and I'm still on the tail end of mine, man. It really took the wind out of my sails, but
I appreciate you sharing that. It's nothing that you had some symptoms of the disease that you became aware of a week ago?
No, my first test was the whole month. My first positive test was September 4th. And I was knocked down for about 6-7 days. It was brutal. And then I've been coming back out of it since then. And I tested negative, on the 19th, and I've just been very low energy, just trying to get my energy back. It's slow to come back,
Did you know you had it because you started having a temperature or anything like that, or?
Where it started was I thought I was having really bad allergies. I was visiting a friend of mine in the mountains. And I said, yeah, it's just allergies. The next morning when I woke up, I said something's wrong, and that was on the first or second. So pretty much the whole month, I'm just now getting to where I get out of the house for an hour or two, and get out and walk. Or today I ran for the first time in a month. So it's been slow. But my energy has been slow to come back.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're feeling that. So you've been quarantined minimum of 2 weeks?
I just self-quarantined. I just waited till I got my negative test, when the results came back negative, and I didn't go anywhere for about 2 weeks, or about 12 days after that.
Okay, but you're feeling better now.
Yep, feeling better. I'm actually going to have one of these. I haven't had one of these in a month.
Oh, Stella Artois. I love it here.
I'm going to have, cheers. I'm going to have one.
Cheers, man. Yeah, L'chaim. Prosit. Salute.
Salute.
Compound. Your first beer.
Oompa.
That's your first. Yeah, Oktoberfest. Yes. I'm going to have my my go-to beer lately. It's a Michelob Ultra. I love them in the aluminum cans. Keeps them icy cold. I love my beer cold. What I really like, I got to tell you something. I never used to be a light beer fan, and I'm not working for Budweiser or Michelob. Don't worry. I love this bottle. The beer is really full flavored. If I did a blind taste test, you would not know this is a light beer. And what I really love is it's 12 ounces is only 85 calories, and it's only 2.6 carbs. So it's a healthier beer. And, I like beer. I might have 1 or 2 bottles, and I want to keep my girlish figure here. Let's look at the pour here. I mean, this is called Beer with Claude. Here you go. It's a nice.
Looks good. Cheers.
It's a nice light color and everything. Here's to your returned health.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Got to lift the pinky when you drink. Oh, God, I love a broadcast where I can do beer. So this is a really nice beer. It's got a nice flavor. It's a light beer. It's a lighter flavor. This is not an IPA or anything like that. But it's a good beer. It's a tasty little beer. And I think this did you ever drink out of one of these aluminum cans?
Yeah, Heineken actually does that as well. You can get.
It stays icy cold.
Yeah,
I mean, it's much better than a bottle or a can with a flip top because it just keeps the beer icy cold. It's really wonderful.
Yeah, I like those containers as well.
Oh, I do
right.
too. I'm going to top it off here a little bit more. And
Excuse me.
And just to make you, I have my bowl of nuts. I have my pistachios and peanuts and regular good old pretzels and things like that. And I had a bunch of these little baby carrots here I was eating today. I don't eat all day long. I drink coffee, black coffee, seltzer, water, tea. I love my tea. I have a usually a green tea or something during the day, or a regular British tea. But once 5 o'clock hits, man, I get out a beer, I get a handful of nuts, and I have a normal dinner. Tonight is, of course, pizza night. It's Friday. Also, October is not only Oktoberfest, it's pumpkin beer time. And hey, I heard that out there. Pumpkin beer, if you've never had it, my favorite pumpkin beer is Upslope. It's made in Boulder, but this is another beer company. This is the Denver Beer Company. They also make a very good pumpkin beer called Hey Pumpkin. Claudia and I went to the liquor store a couple days ago. What did I buy? A 6-pack of beer. It wasn't cheap either. It was about $12-13. And I took one sip. Ooh, I hated it. So I got to find a way. If anybody out there wants some pumpkin beer, I'll mail it to you, because I didn't like this one company. I won't mention their name. How's your week been? We had the Max the Guts Awards. I actually did a broadcast earlier this afternoon. Here is the award I give out every year. This is an extra one I have, a duplicate. And this is the Max Award. It says, "You gave good phone." This is the award I give every year in honor of my mentor, Max, and also somebody who was able to close me in 3 minutes. I have a couple of those videos if you want to watch a couple of them tonight. You were on there, Jason. That was your first Guts Gauntlet there. What did you think about it?
It was good. It was good. Yeah, it was watching people go through the motions and apply the techniques and the back and forth was, educational, and it was a good little variety. I love the unique topics, the unique items that were being up for sale, and they were all picked at random. So, and I never got a chance to get in myself, but it was great sitting through it and watching all the back and forth.
It was I made up a list of my wife and I, Claudia. Isn't that a nice name? And basically, her and I made up a list. Most of it was me. Belly button lint remover, Chihuahua dog walking service, Salvation Army recruiter,
SpongeBob toilet paper.
Oh, SpongeBob toilet paper, a classic. Would any of you folks out there, would anybody like to see it? I have some segments here, and I'd be glad to share it with you if you guys want to see it. Feel free to join. I've also posted, if anybody wants to join here, I'm posting the link right now on here. If you have any comments or questions, we always love when people join Beer with Claude out there. I like to talk about the week. I'm very big I love real estate. I've been investing and holding real estate for over 30 years. I love talking about marketing, attraction marketing, quality leads. Just got a nice check again from Google. I'll share something with you, Jason. Did you know, Jason, I get quality leads every day, and I actually get paid. I don't pay for my leads. I get paid from Google for my leads. Those videos, those crazy Claude videos that I do, those 3-4 minute videos, I have, I think, over 1,100, thousands of viewers, subscribers. And if you get over 1,000 subscribers, Google will then pay, and you monetize your video, meaning how many people click on them and everything. Google pays me for it. And it's actually, this sounds like bragging, but it's not. I actually get several $100s every month from Google, from YouTube, for the videos that I have online. Imagine you're getting quality videos there. I have 2 people who make phone calls for me because I have more leads than I know what to do with. I get that many leads from my social media marketing. I'll do a video, and I'll show you a few of them now. Like yesterday, I sat down yesterday, Jason. I made 12 videos. I made 12 actual videos. and I scheduled them. I went into YouTube and I actually scheduled them all through October and into November.
I got you.
And that was just in one sitting. My wife got nervous because it was about 2 to 2.5 hours. I was down here in my office. Here, this is my dedicated office. I had it specially built. And I actually, she got nervous because I was quiet for 2.5 hours editing the videos that I made. Okay. I'm not that quiet a guy.
Right.
When it gets quiet, it's like a house full of children. If it's quiet, that's when you get nervous, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So I made all those videos. Let me, how about I share one video real quick? Did you have a question or something?
No, I'm good.
Let's, would you like to see, you pick. We have the dog walking service. We have pizza with pepperoni and sausage. We have SpongeBob toilet paper, or my favorite, the belly button lint remover. Which one do you think would be the best one to watch?
Well, they all sound fun, but the most interesting one is probably the belly lint, the belly button lint.
Let's do that right now. It's only it's 3 minutes and 27 seconds. For those of you watching on video, I think you'll enjoy this. Let me just share the screen here right now, and there it is. And okay, let's watch this. This one, a belly button lint cleaning device.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Well, you're gonna call me.
Start now. Go for it.
All right. Hello. Yeah. This is health genetics. How can I help you today?
I don't know. You called me.
No, actually, I was giving I was just returning your call. You were reaching out to me maybe about a hygiene product or something like that.
Oh yeah, I love hiking. Do you sell hiking boots?
No, hygiene products.
Oh, hygiene. Oh, I thought you were the hiking boot guy. Hygiene products. Well, I just bought a case of SpongeBob toilet paper, so.
Great. Yeah. Okay. So Claude, let me ask you. Do you wear a lot of nice clothing? Do you wear clothing pretty often?
I live in this tuxedo. If we were on Zoom, I live in this tuxedo, but it's only one problem. Little pieces of lint and stuff all the time come off this. It's like a magnet.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I go to a lot of award ceremonies, and I hear that from a lot of people. That a lot of people, they really got a lot of lint in areas in between their toes and falling out of their shirt. Have you ever experienced any lint getting trapped anywhere on your body?
Well, I got to share something with you. It's almost embarrassing. Sometimes my wife complains. This is really personal. I don't know if I should. I'm a little uncomfortable sharing this.
Well, I appreciate you being vulnerable. It sounds like there's something you want to get off your chest, and I would love to hear if I can help you, because we got all different types of products, but maybe we can't help you. I don't know, Claude. If you want to share it.
My wife complains all the time about the accumulation of lint in my belly button.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty big problem, and I thank you so much for sharing that with me.
Pretty big problem.
Pretty big problem. Very specific problem. So have you tried any type of remedy for this in the past?
Well, I've tried Q-tips. I used the vacuum cleaner once. I've got 10 Chihuahuas, and I was hoping they could lick it a little, but nothing really works.
Yeah, Claude, I got 2 Chihuahuas myself, man. You don't want them licking that. You don't want to be sticking any foreign object in there. Tell you what, I can make you an offer you can't refuse. So then your wife will be attracted to you after your awards ceremony today. What if I could get you a product that could help you remove that lint out of your belly button? Would you be interested in that? We could get that to you in the next 40 hours.
I've been looking for something like that for a long time. Is it legal?
It's absolutely legal. Yeah, it runs off a battery, and I could get that over to you later this afternoon. Are you open to doing a deal today to get that resolved?
Yeah, man. Is it how much?
It's $15.99. I can knock up $10 if it's time right now.
Here's my card. Whoop.
All right.
Closed. Okay, give him that was a hard one too. Nice going, man. That was a funny one. I was cracking myself up there. That was funny.
Right on.
All right, who's next?
Okay, that was the from the Guts Gauntlet Awards that we had this week, where we give an award and some prizes, by the way. Free admission to my Hawaiian or San Diego seminar, and also dinner out. Claudia and I will take that person who wins, and we're announcing that on Monday. What did you think of that segment there, Jason?
It was a good one. Yeah, it was. It went definitely in a humorous direction. It was that's a tough one, because
I really didn't understand him in the beginning. I thought he said hiking or something like that. He was saying hygiene.
Yeah.
And so it came out pretty funny,
Yeah, it did.
And the whole point of that role play is to pick an obscure object or service and put somebody. I think sales is about spontaneity. Can you rise to the occasion with different people? We meet different people, different personalities, different situations, different budgets. And a script, and I really believe this in my heart and soul. I think scripts are caca. I think they're garbage. You cannot do a script when you have a surprise or a unique prospect. You can't say all prospects are the same. They're all clones. They all have different issues and budgets and needs and greeds and things. And if you can't adjust if you can't remain in the presence of the moment, confident enough so that you can deal with that prospect. And that's the whole point of this exercise. What do you think about that?
Yeah, like I said, it was great to see the back and forth, and there were a few little stumbles, and of course, especially since some of the items aren't everyday items that you would sell. So it really made you think about what direction to take it.
It really does. And for those of you watching, I have a few other videos taken from the Guts Award or the Guts Gauntlet ceremony, and I'll be playing them too. There's some funny ones. Alex, my friend Alex Bolden came on. Claude, how are you getting seller leads? Basically, I've evolved in leads. I'm what you call a lazy salesperson. I don't want to knock on 100 doors. I don't want to make a lot of garbage phone calls. I don't want to do free consulting all day. And I thought about something I call virtual attraction marketing, Alex. I put out a lot of content into social media. That's simple. And I talk about this a lot with my students. I'll do a 2-3. I'll put out compelling contemporary information. I'll stream it like I'm doing right now on there. I'll have a call to action. If you're seeing, there's a little thing on the bottom says a free book. So somebody will go to my webpage, get the free book. I always anticipate that somebody's never heard of Claude Diamond. Who's this guy drinking beer, talking about real estate and sales? And I'm hoping they'll go to my webpage, claudediamond.com, get the free book. Watch some more of my videos. Maybe someone can schedule a free 15 minutes with me. And so I do YouTube videos. I'll sit down every day. I spend about an hour a day working on videos. I'll pick a topic. I'll put in what I call a sexy little title, a nice description underneath, the right keywords. I'll put the right picture in, because a picture is worth 1,000 words. Not just my face, but a picture that relates to the topic. And people will watch that video. I have some videos that have had tens of thousands of hits. And people watch them, and they schedule with me. They call, they text me, and that's how I attract. I use social media. Now, when I upload a video into YouTube, you can share it. And so I can share it into Twitter, into Facebook, into LinkedIn, into Vimeo, all the social media. I can share it just by clicking a little share button that's in YouTube. So my advice to anybody who wants some quality leads, all I do, I speak with usually at a minimum 5 new people a day. And I use the gut sales method. So 5 warm leads with the gut sales method together, man, that's beer and pretzels. I'm holding up a beer and an unsalted pretzel here. That's what makes my machine work. This is how one guy with a little creativity and a little bit of a routine and a little bit good equipment, I invest in a good Mac Lapbook Pro and other things from Mac. I like Mac equipment. It's just quality. The microphones, the video, the cameras are excellent. And my daughter works for Apple, so that's one of the reasons I'm also a big fan. I've been a big fan of Apple for, over 30 years. I still have a Mac SE computer upstairs in my daughter's old bedroom that still works. And that's how I track these leads. I put out compelling contemporary content that hopefully will, my three ways to do a lease purchase, 5 ways to close somebody in under 3 minutes. The best prospect I ever met. Little funny stories. Just being yourself. You could just, it's the thing when you can be really comfortable in front of the camera, just relaxed, and you tell your story and you share. I think I give better information on YouTube on a regular basis than what some people charge for. Anybody who goes into my YouTube videos, they can learn how to do real estate. They can learn my gut sales method. They can learn my marketing. So that's kind of where I go with that for Alex. Does that make sense, Jason? Is that the kind of?
It does.
I mean, it works for me.
And that's something. Like I said, I'm feeling better, and I'm going to start doing some of the content myself. And I do pass out my cards and talk to people. So, and I did that one deal in Florida, but that was about a year ago, but it still pays me every month.
There you go.
A couple $100. So yeah, I just want to duplicate it, keep doing those.
I have a question on the side there, and we love comments, or if anybody wants to join, the link has been posted in there. John Doe says, does Claude have a twin? I don't know what he means by that. No, I do not have a twin. I do have a younger brother in New Jersey who's a retired police sergeant and detective. He lives in New Jersey, but he's not my twin by any means. No way. Actually, my brother, I'll share with you. I don't hope he's not watching right now. He's my younger brother. He's 5 years younger, and he's bald. And whenever I see him and he sees this massive head of hair that I always have, he's always, how did you get that gene? And I didn't, It's always good sibling rivalry there. Absolutely. Do we want to watch another video, Jason?
Yeah, sure.
Well, let's pick one here. How about pizza with pepperoni? That's what I'm having for dinner tonight.
Sounds good.
We'd like this is a good one. This one I'm warning, caveat emptor to everybody watching. This video will make you hungry. So let me go here. I've got to share the video and share screen. And here it is. And everybody, here it is from the Guts Challenge that we did on Monday.
3 minutes begins now.
Welcome. How can I help you? Welcome to Pizza R Us. How can I help you, Claude?
I just moved into the area and I love pizza. I'm from New York City, and I love pizza here. And I've never been to Oklahoma before. Do you have good pizza?
Oh yeah, Pizza R Us has some of the best pizza you've ever had in your life. If you could just take for a second and imagine, I know you're hungry, it looks like you traveled some time, but just imagine having a nice thick pizza.
I dress like
cheese.
this everywhere.
You look amazing. You look great. And and a good thing about our pizza, the good thing about our pizza is when you take a bite of it and you just pull that string cheese, it just snaps right in your mouth so it won't spill on your tie. What you?
I don't know. It snaps and it snaps. I don't know if I've ever used cheese that snaps. What do you mean?
It's our cheese is super, super cheesy. That's what I mean by it. It's just going to melt in your mouth. And as you're taking your bite, you're going to remember everything that you loved as a child from that home pizza. How does that sound to you, Claude? You wouldn't be interested in something like that, would you?
I am, but I'll tell you right now, I like a good crust. I like when I break it in half, New York City style, and you bite it.
Yeah.
It's going to make you hungry.
A nice, thick crust. Oh, my goodness. Home. Oh, my God. Freshly baked. Our crust is actually world famous. You know what? Tell me this. Why do you think people come from miles around to Pizza R Us to eat some of our pizza? Why do you think that?
It must be good. It must be good. But listen, I don't want the toppings to be cheap. I like sausage and pepperoni.
Oh wow! So you wouldn't be interested in something like a world-class Italian sausage? That wouldn't be something you would want on your topping of your pizza, would it?
Yeah. Is it sweet or spicy?
What do you prefer?
Oh, good question. I like the spicy.
Oh, we have some of the most spicy pizza, that red hot, straight from Alabama. So let me ask you this: what would you do with it for a pizza like that?
I'd order 5 of them right now. But
okay,
what do they cost, man? I got a budget.
It's $19.99. A large pizza is $19.99, and it looks like you have a family of 4. So 5 pieces would definitely do you right. You can have to go. How does that sound?
You don't deliver, do you?
Oh yeah, we deliver right away. We got a guy standing right behind you with a box.
Can you get them to me by dinner time tonight, and I'll pay you right now?
Yes, of course. I can take credit card. Is that something you want to do? We'll take credit card right now. We could get them to your house right now.
I'll give you
especially by dinner.
I'll give you a credit card right now. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sold. You closed me with 10 seconds left. Nice going.
I had to.
You got the good one.
I had 30 seconds left on mine.
That was good.
Did Claude just disappear?
Something happened. How you doing? Yeah, I'm not sure. He should come right back. Or
How you doing, Jason? I'm Steve.
hey, Steve. Good. How are you?
Not bad at all.
Good to see you.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay, we're back. Sorry, hit the wrong button.
That's all right. I knew you were coming back. It was just a matter of, So
Hey, we've got a superstar here on the Beer with Claude Fridays here. We got Stephen Aranda from Orange County, California.
Altadena.
Altadena. What are you drinking there, Steve? Are you a little wino now, or?
Oh no, today having a very special beer. Let's see if we can see this here. This is
Old Stock Ale.
2002 Old Stock Ale. This is a 20-year-old beer that's been aging, roughly 18-year-old beer. That's been aging. Fantastic. When it was first made, it's a barrel aged, a fantastic drink. It was about 11% when it was first made, and it's just divine. And it's been aging perfectly.
Now you got to excuse my ignorance. I didn't know. I'm learning still a lot about beer, and I'll admit my ignorance. You mean beer can be aged for years before it's sold?
Certain ones can. Usually the ones with the higher ABV, high alcohol content beers, especially ones that have a very heavy profile, those ones can be aged if done so properly.
I mean, I'm drinking a Michelob Ultra. This was made Tuesday. Okay, I mean,
yes, yeah, that one won't stand the test of time. But these are really good stuff.
Son of a gun! Look, we have another superstar here.
Nah, I wouldn't consider myself a superstar.
Felipe Bosans, all the way from Miami. Felipe, what are you drinking tonight? I know you don't drink beer.
I'm drinking. It's called mate. It's
mate. I know what mate is.
It's good stuff. It keeps me mellow, especially on a Friday.
Now you're from Chile, and do Chileans drink? What is that? I know the Colombians drink something called firewater.
It's they call it aguardiente. I think in Spanish it's called
caliente or something like that.
They have something similar. They have something that it's kind of like a version of it. It's pretty popular. You mix it with Coke. It's not bad.
One of the best parties I ever went to was in New Jersey. It was a bunch of Colombians. I mean, a whole room, a lot of that great salsa music, that great music. And everybody's drinking this agua caliente firewater. And I mean, they're not drinking wine or beer. They're drinking this heavy duty, high alcohol licorice flavored, I think, right?
Yeah, it's like rum. It's like rum, but it's made of either sugar cane or grape. That's what it is. So it's I mean, you can have good or bad trips with it, depending on how you handle it.
Yeah, trips is the right word. It is.
Yeah.
Steve. So we got another celebrity. We got our Steve Aranda here. Steve, you're a developer. You're a fix and flipper. You're a realtor broker. Give us the report, the California report. What's going on in LA and Orange County, and what's going on right now with real estate?
So right now, there is this sort of exodus of people that COVID has brought on. And they suddenly realize they're never going back into the office ever again. And so because of that, they are taking their California incomes, selling their equity-rich California homes, and they're moving mostly out of state or into less expensive counties where they're not going to have, Colorado. People are going to Colorado, they're going to Idaho, they're going to Arizona, they're going to New Mexico, they're going to Texas, they're going to Florida, they're going to South Carolina. Right now, as we speak, I have 6 listings from people who are moving out of state. And
awesome.
They don't want to, they realize they can finally live that dream of keeping that income and buying a house that's a third of the price of theirs. But
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Even with that going on, there is a massive shortage of inventory because a lot of sellers are kind of squirrely as to what the market's doing, so they don't want to sell. So for every house that comes on the market, there's dozens of buyers and bidding wars on everything. The market it's a seller's market every bit as hot as it was right before the crash last time.
It is wild. I'm in a little ski town outside of Denver, an hour and a half outside of Denver. It's a sleepy little town. We came here 23, 24 years ago. And dogs used to sleep on the main road here is Route 40. It was that quiet. People came up here for the leaves, for skiing, for things like that. And the developers came in here and the big money ski people came in here. And now they're selling shit shacks, as I call them, refer them, little crappy condos for $750,000 to $1.25 million. And they can't get enough of them. Custom homes, I mean, a $3, $4, $5 million home. It's not California yet, but this is a little it's a rural community in the mountains in Colorado, and we're seeing $5 million homes now being built, and people are building them and moving out here full time. That's the expectation. I never expected that.
What big ski resort are you near, Claude?
I am near Breckenridge, Steamboat, Vail. There's I would say a 35 to 50 mile corridor of all the major ski areas of Colorado, the big boys, and we're the closest to Denver. And we were a sleepy little quiet town. People came up here to ski or to see the leaves or go bike riding. Nothing much. And there's only like 250 voters in my town. Okay, I'm in a county the size of Rhode Island here. We have literally no COVID here. We only have 40 cases going on right now with COVID. But the real estate's booming, and it's never been like. And if anyone told you that we would have this plague, this virus, and businesses, restaurants would be closed, 50,000 restaurants in this country have been closed. But real estate would be booming as a result. Could anyone foresee this? I mean, you mentioned you're in California. I have friends who live in Seattle and love Seattle. They sold their properties in Seattle and Washington, and they moved to Idaho. I know people who are moving to Texas, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, very popular right now. There is a major cultural shift for people who have money right now. Would you agree with that?
Most definitely.
Yeah. This is wow. Where's this going to, I discovered years ago that I could work from home. I didn't need an office. I loved working from home. And 23 years ago, the internet was here, but it wasn't where we could do live video and stuff like this today, Zoom and Skype and FaceTime and everything like that. I mean, which has only made it better for my business. We just came off a record month. September was, I think, the best month we've had in the last 12 years. In September, I track this stuff. What is going with all the bad news we're hearing? Why is my business doing so well? Why is real estate so healthy?
I think, Claude, that first, everyone watches the stats. Everyone watches the news. It's instantaneous now, and because of that, we're seeing. I mean, everyone hears real estate's on fire. Real estate's on fire. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. I think I haven't checked. Last time I checked, the census for realtors was up something like 13 or 14% year over year. So it's growing and growing and growing. And everyone's jumping in, being an investor. They're trying to pull their money into what they think works, but they're always a little bit late, unfortunately. And everyone's jumping into the game at this point. I think that's why.
It's wild. Felipe, you're in Miami Beach or Miami?
Well, it's a little town in between city of Miami and Miami Beach. It's called Norbay Village. It's same zip code as Miami Beach, so I'm 5 minutes away from the beach, literally. And here, and to your point, Steve, I've been talking to a couple of friends who are realtors, and for example, all the market on condos and townhouses, it's dead, but single family homes, it's crazy. It's going wild. And here's why, because, if working from home is going to be the new normal, people are no longer going to invest in getting an expensive condo, or they're going to have to get in the elevator for 20 floors, sharing, all of that. They just rather get a home, put a lot of money on it, put a pool, do an addition to work from home. And, it's been busier than ever. I mean, for us that we are in real estate here, that's one of my businesses. In the beginning, I would say the first month, everybody was chicken shitting out. Everybody was like, I don't know what to do. We need to buy even deeper. But then that paranoid lasts for a month. Now the buyers are out there. People are looking to buy, because also, you have investors on one side that they've been waiting for this moment since 2008, 2009. So they know there's probably not going to be another opportunity like this in 10, 20 years, maybe more. And there's also people that want to buy a home, end buyers that also probably the interest rate that we're seeing today, we're not going to see them in way too long. So it's like a perfect storm. And yeah, it's unfortunate that people that are in other industries, like, for example, restaurants. I have also friends that are restaurant owners, and they took a massive hit. People that they build those businesses for a lifetime. And but to your point, I mean, if in kind of like today's theme, Claude, like prospecting in real estate, it's like now this is the new normal. And that's why, you talked about a record month, because you've been maybe, not by accident, by design, you prepare for this moment. So it didn't take you by surprise, like other people that right now, like a lot of people, even in real estate, that they thought, I mean, the way to sell was face to face. They needed to get in front of a homeowner or a buyer to get the deal closed, and using things like DocuSign or getting on a Zoom call, it's unheard of. So they have to retrain their brain. Like for me, one of the things that started working out good for us is that I started sending the same guy that does the lock boxes for me on the houses and all that. I send them with an iPad to the houses for sellers that are not that tech savvy, and they don't have Zoom, they don't have Skype. So he goes there, and I have a virtual home appointment, do a walkthrough, then send the DocuSign, and it's the best thing ever since, not getting in the car, driving 2 hours. It's amazing.
Do you think people are going to go back to, I'm from New York City. I was born and raised in Manhattan. I had immigrant parents who had a little mom and pop grocery store, deli, in New York City. I mean, my dad worked 8 days a week, smoked 3 packs of cigarettes. He's not here anymore. And I have so much, and these mom and pops, they're disappearing. These little restaurants and mom and pops who can't open in major cities. Ooh.
Oh wow,
that was loud. Are we going through? Are we going through a major cultural shift economically? Let's say to God willing, please listen. We get a vaccine and we get somewhere back to normal by February, March, April of next year. Do you think we're going to go back to the cities? We're going to go back to the mom and pops? What do you think? What do you guys think?
I absolutely think that COVID, all it did was accelerate a paradigm shift that was already underway. And there are a bunch of people who are kicking, they were resisting. But it's never going to go back. I mean, certainly some people will go back to their old ways and do the best they can. But I think by and large, things have changed.
How about these little mom and pops, little restaurants, little Italian restaurants, little Chinese restaurants, little taco shops, mom and pop working their ass off. They're going out of business. These people, are they going to come back again?
Maybe the best of the best that have thousands and thousands of good Yelp reviews and people still want to support them. Maybe then, but I don't know. I think that the old days are going to be behind us.
I agree. I agree with Steve, and add that there's going to be 2 types of people: the ones that are going to adapt and not only survive, they're going to thrive, like Darwin style, survival of the fittest. I'm a big fan of like sushi, and the sushi place that my wife and we always go, couple 5 minutes from here. They like the line to get in, a small place, line to get in for an hour. You have to wait there. They wouldn't take to-go orders. They just literally they could afford that. And then, when the whole pandemic hit, restaurants were closed. But they're, one thing that I admire, the owner is from Japan. It's been there for 25 years. They're very stubborn, but also very hardworking. They got a very good work ethic. The guy reinvented himself, and now they're only doing to-go orders. And doing Postmates, Uber Eats, all of that. No line. You see the place looks empty. But the other day I sit down and talk to him and I go hey, what do you think about this? And he's like, this is the best thing that ever happened to us.
Really? Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, because you will get in the place and see that there's back-to-back phone calls of people taking orders. Because the restaurant had a good reputation and all of that. But then you're gonna have other people that they're gonna, there's gonna be 12 years from now, and they're still gonna blame COVID for everything bad that happened in their life. How about
the overpriced real estate in cities, New York, LA, San Francisco, Dallas? These lousy little apartments that cost $3,500 a month or more. Do you think do you think these major urban cities are going to survive? Are going to support that in this new environment?
I think that rents are going to see a hit, and I think that
up or down. I think rents are going to hit some reality in major cities.
Down. I think rents are going to see a hit. They're going to go down, but I think that values are going to sort of reorganize, and they're going to be these little areas, these centralized areas based on desirability for people to have income. And those are going to actually continue to go up. Because I'm telling you, these guys who are moving in now, there's no shortage of buyers. And the ones who are moving in have a lot of money. Right now, the ones who are swooping these things up have cash, a lot.
When I was a kid in New York City in the 60s, okay, you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know I'm only 36, right? But in the 60s, we had a major exodus from New York City. People left because the crime was really high. The city maintenance was lousy. There were potholes. They didn't pick up the garbage. Every week there was a new stupid strike, a teacher strike, a garbage strike. People started to leave the city and move to Long Island, upstate New York, New Jersey. That's what my parents did. And I just read recently 400,000 families have left New York City. Okay, I was using New York City as my litmus test. and everything. And you're near LA, Steve, which is like, LA real estate is over that. I mean, it's crazy. LA is the only place. My daughter lives in LA, where my daughter went to me, Dad, we're trying to get together to buy a home. Oh, how much is it, honey? Oh, well, a startup fixer is going to be $1.2 million. This is a young woman, okay? A starter home, $1 million. That's, Claudia and our first home in California was $170,000. Worth a lot more today, by the way. But is this reality? Is finally people are getting to their senses and saying, "Hey, why am I living here?" I know there's a certain romanticism about living in a city, the restaurants, the theater, the arts, the beach, and everything. But are people getting? What's going on right now? Are people waking up or what?
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I think it's just shifting around. I think it's getting displaced and re-centralized in the new spots. I think we're going to certainly see some places alter in their value, it's sort of median values, but I think others are going to go up to compensate. People are just sort of readjusting right now. But those who have capital right now, I'm telling you, the world is their oyster.
Those who have capital, I think, those who have the money and the credit right now are saying, why am I living in this urban place, and when I can live for half as much, even less than. People are moving to Montana and Idaho, and people on the East Coast are moving to Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, Florida. Florida is still very.
in your backyard, Claude. I mean, for us, it's been like the Q3 was by far the best market we had was Colorado, and I'm in 6 counties surrounding Denver. I'm not getting into Denver because it's the same. Like, it's overpriced, it's small shed shacks, $450,000. But when I get a property in I don't know, El Paso, Colorado Springs, Pueblo, Douglas County, like the surrounding, I mean, it sells quick. So that.
Are you talking about working as an investor in Colorado or as a real estate broker?
As an investor, that's probably one part that we've neglected, doing the working as realtors, like listings and all that. And again, that's been one thing that we need to do better, because you want to have more tools on your tool belt. You definitely want to it can't hurt to have different exit strategies, creative financing, a cash deal, sub 2, and then otherwise a listing. But it's been by far the best market. Love it. I mean, that was the best decision to not pull the plug, but do like 20% of what we were doing before in South Florida with all the bullshit that happens here, and move there to Colorado, where it's way better to do business. Like it way better.
We have no inventory here in this little small town. And we got big developers coming in, building condos really fast, building small houses. Small, brand new houses start at $750,000. When I first moved here 23 years ago, we had little condos you could buy for $35,000, $40,000. Okay, today it is just amazing that we'd have a construction boom. And no inventory. What's inventory like for you, Steve?
Nothing.
It comes on the market and it sells fast. It's a bidding war, right?
Everything. Yeah, there's very little available. I mean, just very little available.
Jason.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
yes.
Go ahead. Yeah, I was just bring us. Where do you live again, Jason?
I live in Virginia Beach, but really, I'm about 11 miles from the ocean front. So I live closer to a town called Norfolk, and there's a big naval base here, and Langley Air Force Base. And it's kind of like military wise, it's kind of like the San Diego of the East Coast, because we got Langley Air Force, Fort Story Naval, the Norfolk Naval Base, which is huge, and Oceana Air Station. So we're surrounded by military, but I'm 11 miles from the ocean front, so I'm right on the border of Virginia Beach and Norfolk.
The southern states have had an influx of people from the Northeast, from the major metropolitan area, New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia. People are just, I think a lot of people when they retire are just, I've always been moving to the South. And they discovered, hey, you guys got a nice lifestyle here. You don't pay the taxes we pay on our property. You got your
State
weather's
taxes.
Oh God.
State income tax. I'm like, WTF.
My biggest mistake I made in my life, both my kids went to University of Wyoming, and I did not buy real estate there. They have no state revenue tax, state income tax.
Wow.
Yeah. And Texas is exploding right now, too. All these major companies, they're leaving California. Even I think Elon Musk, there's a lot of rumors going on that he's leaving. He's going to take Tesla. And if they give him, if the Governor Newsom, whatever his name is, he gives him too much garbage, he said, I'm going to Texas, man. I'll take, people will follow me. I'll build my cars someplace else.
Yeah, what's his name? The Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro. Moved to Nashville.
Yeah. That amazed me because he loves California. He grew up there.
Right. Yeah. Yep. He's LA born and raised, and yep. I think he got his education at Harvard, or he went to Ivy League, but I'm not sure which one. I think he went to either Harvard or Yale, but that's pretty much the only time he left.
He went to Harvard.
Okay.
He went to Harvard Law School. I love California. I don't know. There's something, you either love California or hate it. I've had friends from the East Coast came to California and they couldn't stand it. They moved right back to the East Coast. I came to California from New Jersey, 30-something years ago. I love California. I love the weather, the people. I hate the politics. The politics, if you dwell on the politics, Steve, tell them about the politics of California. I'll get controversial here.
Just shaking his head.
I'm not a fan of Gavin Newsom. Right. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I usually don't get political unless it's economically related. And California, can they keep going the way they're going? They're just writing checks they can't cover.
Although, one interesting political thing though with all this going on is that all these, Californians tend to sway quite liberal by and large. And all these Californians and all these New Yorkers are moving into these red states. And I think that idea of these purple states is going to start to get more and more relevant because there's a lot of people moving out. And ultimately, what does that mean to California eventually? Because don't forget, we always have,
it's going to decrease the tax basis that's it's like, that's a recipe for disaster, like it's what happened in 08, like there's, the state is going to go into massive debt, bad debt, because they're writing up checks for snowflakes. And then what's going to happen is that, there's going to be no money in the bank to cover that.
California is now talking about free college tuition, which they had, by the way, back in the 50s and 60s. Tuition was free in California. It was that prosperous. But now it's, they're talking about a lot of free college, free healthcare. They're talking about reparations for slavery now. That came to the legislature this week in California. Without getting political here, how can you keep, if companies are leaving and people are moving out, where is as Felipe said so brilliantly, if your tax base is gone, how can you keep doing all these social changes? How do you write checks if you're not taking in money?
Right. Nothing's.
Well, let's not be under any illusions. California is taking a lot of money. I mean, we get taxed for everything. You sneeze, you get taxed. We get taxed. I was in Kansas City last week. You know how much gas was? $1.49. $1.49. You know how much it is in California? $4.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most expensive gas in probably
the world. But
I think in Europe they tax.
I know that's not true, but it feels good to say it because it feels like it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think people are waking up, and those, Steve, you said it. People with capital, people who have their own home business or work for a company where they can use Zoom now. We have the technology. We've got the internet. And I guess they're saying to themselves, hell, the kids are home. My wife, I'm homeschooling them or whatever. Why am I living in this overpriced, property where I'm paying as much for my property taxes as my mortgage? Okay. And with all this unrest and stuff, why don't I move to the country now? I think we're in a major cultural shift right now. I really see this happening. So people are discovering the Montanas and the North Carolinas and stuff like that. And they're saying, hey, why don't I live there? I'm home anyway. This is some of the good stuff from the pandemic, actually, isn't it? That people discovered, well, I'm working from home anyway. Why don't I get out of this little 600 square foot apartment with a view of a tree outside on 42nd Street and move for the same amount of money, move to this giant property with acreage and trees and nice people, nice easygoing people.
And I think that's really what's behind. That's why real estate's doing great right now, because suddenly home isn't just home. Home is home. It's your office. It's your school. It's your recreation. It's your exercise. I mean, it's your gym. It's everything. You got to do it all there.
Who invented the word? Isn't there a word that came out in the 80s or 90s it was called cocooning, working from home, living from home. I mean, my wife and I, we discovered that, 25 years ago, that we like working from home. I've always found getting in a car, to me, I did the commuting thing. How many of you guys have done the commute thing? Tell me how much that sucks in an urban area.
It's awful.
Sitting in that car, have you been in gridlock? Have you been in traffic? Do you ever you drank too much coffee, you gotta pee, and you're stuck in traffic,
or too much beer,
and you're looking for that old styrofoam cup or beer bottle in the back seat. You know the rest.
Yeah, that's right.
I just did a flip down by USC, and it was taking, this flip went on for a lot longer than it had to. It was a major renovation. We added square footage of the whole thing. There was legal issues involved. It was a long-term proposition. It would take about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes to get down there. And then COVID hit. I was getting down there in 20 minutes. 20 minutes, no traffic, 20 minutes away.
There is some upside to the virus, right? Less traffic.
I save 2 hours a day because I no longer drive two kids to two different schools in the morning and the afternoon. I save an hour each time.
Felipe, you have 3 kids. Are you still doing the soccer games, the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, the Taekwondo? Are you still
Great question, because actually I'm gonna have to go in about 2 to 3 minutes, because
we're gonna go in 2 minutes. We're leaving.
It was recent. My daughter, she trains gymnastics. She's in a competition team, and recently was like a month ago where they went back to training, but nothing is the same. I mean, like we're still trying to look for activities for one of the other kids, because there's just, like even the daycare, some of them are closed. So yeah, it's a new normal.
Are restaurants and bars open in Florida again? We've heard great things about Florida. It's very progressive in dealing with this virus. Are things opening up?
The governor just signed an order to reopen stuff, and I think it was just this week or last week. And we'll see how that goes. But again, even though if they will reopen that, to us, it's like it's never gonna be the same. We're not gonna go and have dinner like we used to before. Like people was forced to learn how to cook, how to do other stuff, or just take out, order food, you name it.
Yeah. Everybody's going to continue to tread cautiously until we get a vaccine that's available to everybody.
Well, let's say we have a vaccine the end of this year. We have 3-4 different companies. Finally, the testing's done. We have a vaccine. We go into 2021, and by March or April of next year, or sooner, I hope, we start to slowly crawl back to normal. Are we going to party like it's 1978 or? I mean,
I'm going to go to a music festival. That's probably, there's a festival I go to in the mountains of Virginia that was canceled this year, like so many others. But
let's say this virus is over the end of this year or next year. What is going to be the cultural shift for people going out to dinner, going to parties? I mean, what's going to it's kind of like if you've ever talked to your grandparents about the Depression or great grandparents. After the Depression, where the country was just broke, people weren't working, millions of people were out of work. There was a real people were still very frugal for a whole generation after that. Do you think we're going to have some kind of after effect like that from this?
Oh yeah. Oh. Hands down, it's gonna be part of the new normal. Like if you get burned, you don't want to do that again.
It could be like it's 1999 again, right?
Oh yeah. All I know is when this is over, I'm going to throw a party in San Diego. I'm going to invite all my family, friends, clients. I'm going to go to my favorite brewery. I'm going to just say, put it all on my card, and we're just going to have a party, and we're going to have a mask burning party. I want to do the first mask burning party of 2021. Okay. Can you imagine we have a little fire and everybody brings their masks, and we have a little fire and we toast some marshmallows or make s'mores or something. Okay. I think that's the way. I'm an optimist. Hey, gentlemen, thank you so much. I wish we had some ladies here. Thank you so much for joining another edition of Beer with Claude. I did switch to my pumpkin beer. Sorry, Steve. Steve was drinking a marvelous 20-year-old beer, you said? 18-year-old beer. Well, how much does an 18-year-old beer cost before we go?
If you would have bought it 18 years ago, it would have been about $2. Today this is a 12-ounce bottle, and this would be about $22.
And that's from Britain.
Well worth it.
It's all right. Enjoy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
U.S.
Take care, guys. Great to see
Gentlemen,
you. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Ladies
Thank
and
you.
gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this edition of Beer with Claude. Be safe out there, and give good phone. If you like a free book, go to my webpage, claudediamond.com. And remember, nobody deserves success more than you good people. Take care. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Y'all have a good weekend.